Hi everyone, I'm Diana Palm. Today we're going to talk about how to detect a demon and how to tell if you're actually interacting with a person that has an evil spiritual attachment. If speaking about demons, negative entities, attachments, and evil spirits really freaks you out, please do not watch this video. This video is intended for those of you who are spiritually awakening and really becoming conscious of your spiritual vibration with the intention of staying spiritually cleansed and protected as you move through life and evolve spiritually. Keeping clear spiritually impacts you on all levels. It impacts your finances, your physical health, and your emotional and mental well-being. In fact, many forms of depression and mental illness are closely linked with spiritual attachments of evil spirits. This is why it's important for me to share this information with you. So we're going to talk about 3 things that you really need to know. I'm going to be talking about predatory evil spirits that impact humans and how you can better identify and protect yourself from them. Many times people associate negative entities, attachments with going to the bar, but the truth is you can actually subject yourself to these energies and become prey to these energies through any human interaction. This could quite literally be at the grocery store, at your school, at your place of employment. It could happen anywhere, even in a spiritual congregation. This is why it's so important for you to be able to identify them, to know that they exist, so that you can either stay away from them or better protect yourself. The number one thing to know is that demons colonize. They very rarely are out wandering alone by themselves as they look for their next victim. They typically hang out in groups, clusters, or nests. They can take over neighborhoods, they can take over an organization, or it can even be a specific friend group. And it's not just like-mindedness, it's like spiritual energy that attracts them to one another. So when you encounter somebody that has a lot of negative energy and evil spirits with them, you can pretty much assume that their friend group or immediate circle has the same energy. This is especially important because most light workers are highly empathic and very easily subjected to this type of energy. In fact, they're often prey to this type of energy. And empathic people are typically light workers, light bringers. They come with this big open heart to do healing, and this makes them more of an easy target to the dark energies. So when you're empathic, it's very, very important that you can identify these energies so that you can stay clear of them. Please do not take them on as a special project like you need to save them, because when they have reached the point of being taken over and started to colonize with others like them, they will always invite the darkness back to them through different types of interactions and life choices, and because they become familiar working in that energy. So if you try to cleanse somebody spiritually so that you can be around them, please know that they will invite the darkness back and continue to surround themselves with other people who have similar attachments of dark spirits. The best thing you can do in this situation is, once you become aware of it, to leave. You need to protect your spiritual energy and make sure that you do not become susceptible to their attachments. Many years ago, my daughter and I were living in Florida and we were looking for a new place to live. And because my daughter and I both have spiritual vision, thankfully, this is what saved us. As we pulled into the new house to look at, a neighbor was walking their trash can out to the curb, and he caught my attention and my daughter's attention. We could see that he was filled with darkness, that he had many spiritual attachments. And at this time, we both looked at each other and we're like, we're not living next to him. Turn the car around. Let's get out of this neighborhood. And as we were leaving the neighborhood, we came to a 4-way stop. And as we were sitting at the stop sign, a van came by in front of us, and the driver turned and looked at us, and all we could see was the demon within him. So we absolutely stayed clear from that neighborhood. We went clear to the other side of town before finding another house to rent. So it's really important that you know that they do tend to cluster. They nest in similar areas. So if you see one, you can bet that there are others around them, and it's just best to stay clear from the organization, the group, whatever group it is, whether it's political or work-based, even if it's a hobby. And sometimes they can disguise themselves under some kind of do-gooder type of organization. So you must use your spiritual vision and your clear discernment spiritually to see them and know that they're there and avoid them. The second thing you need to know is that demons hate light workers. If you are filled with light, if you have a big open heart, if you're empathic, if you're a healer, a psychic, a medium, somebody super tuned in with the spiritual realms, running spiritual energy through your body, perhaps you're doing some healing work or Reiki, whatever it is, if this is you, demons hate you. And you need to know this because you are their prey. They are seeking you out to block you and prevent you from fulfilling what you came here to do. And they're tricky. They're not just going to come off and attack you, although they can, but typically the enemy is much more sneaky than that. They will try to infiltrate your heart and your life under the guise of being a really helpful friend or somebody that you may partner with. They come into your life seemingly like they're in alignment with you, but quickly begin to turn the events around and begin to attack all forms of your life, making your life very unstable so that you cannot perform your work here. So if you have noticed that you're with somebody that's intentionally preventing you from doing your work, putting down your work, not believing in your work, or doing other things to distract you from showing up as a light worker, then this may be your indication that they have some very evil spirits attached to them. If somebody is making you lose your confidence and connection, you can be assured that they are working for the other side. It's very important for you to be able to identify this and separate yourself from these energies. The most valuable thing that you could actually protect in your lifetime is your spiritual energy. This is in high demand because your spiritual energy gives you that clear connection with the divine. It helps you heal. It helps you love. It helps you be a benefit to the planet and to all the people here. There are so many wonderful, beautiful blessings that you bring into the world, and you must be very protective of your spiritual energy. You must be aware that there are people that are seeking that energy. They cannot get it on their own, and they must get it through an empath or a light worker. So knowing this, you can become much more defensive, like a spiritual warrior, and begin really protecting your valuable, precious spiritual energy. Align yourself with other people who are also in the same field, who are channeling spiritual energies and vibrations through them, that are doing good in the world. And when you do, you will have a better protection around you through the support of others just like you. Demons hate topics surrounding the light and love. They may fool you by talking about the Bible or reciting phrases, and you may even think, oh wow, they're spiritual, they're more spiritual than I thought. They may act like they're coming from a spiritual place and that they're really interested in your work, but what they're really getting you to do is drop your shield of protection and open up all your resources to them so that they can invade that space and take over your light. Some of the indications that you'll notice is that when you're doing your work for others, when you're operating in your higher self and you're really doing a lot of good and bringing value to others with your healing work, your partner or whoever is in your life that is filled with dark energies will hate it. They will be jealous of it. They will put down your clients or they will put down you and try to make you doubt yourself or question yourself. So they don't come off in the beginning saying that they hate your work. In fact, they will most likely try to trick you by acting like a supportive person in your life until they get you locked into relationship of any kind and then begin to turn the tables. If you see this, you will also notice that they have very specific ways of trying to interfere with you doing your work or trying to sabotage you doing your work. They may break into an argument right before you work with a client. They may know that you have something big and important to do, and they will create massive chaos and confusion in your life, creating instability so that you can't show up to do it. If you're with a partner or a family member or a friend or boss, you have somebody in your life that's doing this, you must recognize it and navigate out of that situation. They will not change. There's no amount of talking that will help them. them, they're not going to suddenly awaken. If you talk to them about this and trying to work out a relationship, they may be able to draw back their energy for a short time in order to get even deeper in with you. But if somebody is showing up in your life trying to prevent you from doing your light work, know that this is a big, important sign, a huge red flag that you really need to steer clear of them. Sometimes they'll portray themselves as being Christian or recite the Bible, but when it comes to the true essence of God, the true energy of light, and the true feelings of love, this is where they quiver. So knowing your Bible and reciting verses does not make you a spiritual person, and that's often the tool that the enemy uses to trick you in the beginning. So you really have to use some discernment. When you're opening up your heart in an expressive way, doing powerful things in the world that is full of love and light and helping people heal, if this is the energy they're attacking, you can be sure that they're filled with evil spirits. And the more you do the work, the more they will resent you, the more they will put you down and make you want to avoid doing your work in order to keep the peace with them. This is a huge red flag, you guys. If you're experiencing anybody like this in your life, know that this is what's happening, and please remove yourself from that situation. As an empath and a healer, you will never be truly fulfilled if you have to fight the darkness within your home or life every single day before going out to do your work. You need to be supported in a community with like-minded friends that are also doing the work, that are choosing to connect with the light, that are choosing to connect with the divine, that are choosing to bring their spiritual blessings to the world at this time. The third thing I want to share with you is that you can recognize demons by their shifty eyes. So this could be any human that you're talking to when their eyes are really shifty and they avoid making really good eye contact. This is because they don't want you to see what's residing within them. This is a person that has often been spiritually weak, maybe depressed, maybe having mental illness, maybe doing a lot of drugs and alcohol. But when they have succumbed to the evil spirits and let so many dark entities become attached to them, there is so little of their soul energy within them because everything else is clouding them, and they do not want you to see that. They do not want to be found out. When you're in the presence of them and talking to them, notice if they look you in the eye and look to see how clear their eyes are. It's true when they say that eyes are the window to the soul. So begin paying better attention to the eye contact people hold with you, and pay attention to how their eye contact makes you feel. Some people have a very creepy way of looking at you, while others look at you with kindness and bright eyes, and you know that there's a more reciprocal energy there, a more clean spiritual connection. Now, another thing is about the eyes is that sometimes they can look very yellow, and even the coloring of their eyes can look off. It's been known that when people have a lot of spiritual entities residing within them, their eyes can actually change color. So watch the eyes carefully, pay attention to how they look at you, and pay attention to how you feel when they look at you. The eyes are the window to the soul. So remember that. You may feel drawn to these individuals with an innate desire to want to help them heal or to save them, but they will spiritually cling to you. Their entities will impact you. They will attach to you and they will drain you of your light and resources. They want to prevent you from fulfilling your life purpose. The more light you hold, the more aggressively they will come after you. If this sounds similar to a narcissist, you're exactly right. Narcissists have spiritual entities that reside in them, that impact them, influence them, and have them showing up this way in your life. So if you've had a narcissistic abuser in your life, you've already encountered some of these evil spirits. And as you've already recognized, you cannot heal them or save them. The safest thing for you to actually do is leave their presence and, again, build up your spiritual community, your spiritual family. Make sure that you're with other like-minded, like-hearted, and like-energy people. When you break free from these energies, make sure that you do a nice clean break with a lot of distance. You should not be calling to check on them. You should not try to stay friends with them. You should not subject your energy and resources to them anymore. Consider them as spiritual vampires seeking your beautiful light, your beautiful energy, and your unlimited resources because you're connecting to the divine. Now, if they're not doing that themselves, they need you to get that energy. It's as simple as that. So you must have a clean break when you leave. You must leave that energy in the past. Don't worry about how it looks to the public or your friend group or your peers at work. Make sure that there's a nice clean break and plenty of distance, because you're in protection mode now and you need to protect your energy. You need to know that this is real and be able to recognize them in a crowd. And if they have come into your life in any variety of ways and you start to detect them, it is very important that you take steps to leave their company, that you either change jobs, change where you live, end the relationship. Trust your gut when they begin to expose themselves, because they always do. You must also recognize that your family and loved ones can come under the influence of them. So it's important for you not only to protect your own energy and vitality and resources, but to protect those you love from their energy. So this is why it's important for you to know this information. To sum it up, number one, remember they colonize. If you've exposed one, you can be sure that there are others within the same group that are also under the influence of dark entities, evil spirits, and demons. Be sure to use your discernment and try to stay clear of whatever organization that is. Number two, demons hate light workers. So if you're being attacked for the beautiful light work that you do in this world, then you know that you're in the presence of some evil spirits. And number three, pay attention to their eyes. The shifty eyes, the yellow eyes, the changing eye color. Make sure that you can look in someone's eyes and feel an openness in your communication. Knowing how to avoid them is one thing, but it's also extremely important that you know how to build your spiritual energy to be able to protect yourself, to shield your energy, and also how to clear your energy, because we're going to experience people as we're moving about in life, whether it's at the store or your work or your family or your friend group. They're all over the place, and you can't just simply move and quit jobs all the time. So you will need to learn how to build your spiritual energy and your spiritual resources, to know how to detect them, to know how to protect yourself, and know how to keep your spiritual energy clear. And this is how you can detect a demon and stay spiritually clear and protected, even if you have to interact with them out in the world. I teach people how to do this in my Spiritual Warrior workshop, which is a live workshop on Zoom. My next Spiritual Warrior training is on Saturday, February 8th. This will be a live Zoom training. We will connect online. I will train you. I will teach you some skills. You'll also get a PDF with other ways that you can stay spiritually cleansed throughout the week. I'm going to give you some valuable training, how you can spiritually protect yourself and your family by becoming a spiritual warrior. Learn the skills you need to know in order to operate in this world, protecting your energy and fulfilling your life purpose, not allowing these energies to distract you or get in your way. I'm going to put the link for my Spiritual Warrior training right below this video. So be sure you click on that and pre-register to save your seat. I'm going to teach you how to ground your energy, how to do psychic protection, how to cleanse yourself spiritually. I'm going to teach you how to clear these energies off yourself and your family and your home so that you can ensure you're spiritually protected. And I always offer a free spiritual cleansing for those of you that take this course. This information is so valuable that there should be somebody in every household that knows how to do it, so that you and your families are better protected. Be sure you sign up for the training, and I will look forward to helping you become a spiritual warrior. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.